Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Altcoin Buzz Trading. Yesterday, Bitcoin did continue selling off. We happened to catch a topping candle in the moment, which that actually ended up working out okay. Continued down dramatically the rest of the candle and then most of the rest of the day, leading into a little bottoming candle here on some elevated volume right at prior support. And so now we have a pretty well-defined range actually at this point. I didn't draw the trend line earlier, but I guess I will now. We ended up with a pretty well-defined range. Let's see if that holds. Um, it's not something I don't usually buy off signals like that, but that's a buyable signal some people will take, and those are the people that likely put that volume in down there. So we will see if this continues on or not. But so far, it's lifted up here for several hours, and it seems to be maintaining, getting a little bit of elevated volume here. Nothing really too bad, I don't think. No major, a little bit of selling pressure there on my volume aggregation tool. Nothing too crazy though. So, like I said, not a signal I would typically take, but this is putting in a good range. We talked about doing something over here in the right side of this larger double bottom chart pattern, and it looks like it's doing that. I wish it were higher. Wish we were doing it up here, not here. So I guess we'll see what we end up with here in a few weeks, maybe a month or so. If we get up here, ideally we do get up here, and then this will actually look like a really good buying opportunity. Um, but again, it's not something I will buy. Is something down like that, even though it's possible. I don't like to buy possibilities. I like to be a little more certain, at least with what I do. So anyway, that's my take on the situation. But I think it's good that we're finding a range here. This just definitely establishes this is almost a pivot point actually. Got a little consolidation there, small, very tiny, weird cup and handle, and then now it's finding support where it once was resistance. So that's not a bad situation. All right, next up is Solana, which is acting a lot more irregular than a leader definitely will. Now, another thing too, just finished up my power hour and did notice that a lot of the BTC derivatives look horrible technically. So that doesn't really bode well for a market major continuation. They don't mean everything to the cryptocurrency market, but sometimes they can show early accumulation, which right now they're not. Anyway, the reason I point that out is that Solana also just kind of looks lazy like that. Those charts look lazy. This looks lazy. Um, just able to just kind of lounge down here for a few days, and it's kind of wide ranging malaise, garbage. That high volume stalling candle yesterday did show its head right there. We didn't get a lot of downward pressure, finding some support down near that same prior support. But we're unable to bounce up here seems a little bit lazy. I'm using the right terms here. So yeah, a little bit lazy, which isn't the end of the world. It's come back here. It's met this range multiple times. So it's just taking its time. I think in time it'll shore itself up. But I think Solana overall is in a decent spot, but short term, there's not much to do with it. If you want to, if you're trying to buy lows and have your stops down here, that's a trade I think you could take. But as choppy as this is, you may just get chopped up, and why risk it if you're okay. So to put a percentage on it, I would argue if you put your stop here at the 141 underneath all these lows, even like 140, if you want to go a little bit lower than that, I'd say you got a good 60+% chance of being stopped out. Why risk it when you got a 60% chance of being stopped out? And that's just my personal opinion, but as lazy as this is, a big spike down to come back up, wipe everybody out. Why do you want to be one of the ones that gets wiped out? That's how I view it. It doesn't always work out that way. Um, but it is what it is. I still think there's better days for Solana in coming up in the next couple of months. All right, next up, hot coins of the day. First up is AAVE, one we usually don't see up here, but one I've been following recently. Um, it was pretty good up here. Got a little bit more volatile than a lot. That's pretty volatile right there. But somehow it's on the list today, and it's had a good 24 hours. So it didn't really participate much in the stalling candle, which was that one. Go away password reminder. Yeah, that one. So did sell off a little bit. No topping candle though, because it rallied prior to that and then rallied after that and then just kept rallying. So that's why it's on the list today. Is up kind of here near this alert, which is garbage at this point. It shouldn't even be an alert any longer. It's no longer an alert. Just a lot of chop up here. Ave has been able to make the rounds, but there's nothing here that's really that good. Unfortunately, I think Aave is good technology. Obviously, it's heavily utilized, but crypto doesn't, if you're heavily utilized, you seem to not rally very much. You seem to just start chopping around like crazy. There's a lot of sellers around, likely. Not sure the full dynamic on that, but it's not a stock. It's crypto. They behave differently, and they rally when the markets rally. But AAVE is one of the very first and few dexes around, and really hasn't had a ton of success. Had early rally here, and I think there's more to this chart than what's on Binance, but um, yeah, this is going back to 2021. It's just been a big piece of trash since 2021. So I don't know. Not something I like to advertise is AAVE though, but it's on the scanner today, so we'll talk about it. And then Litecoin, another one lately has been a big piece of garbage, but except for very recent history, you got this nice little uptrend that has been able to put together, kind of coming out of nothing, similar to this one, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Although it did try consolidating and nothing came of it from the 74.28. So I don't think that we probably won't get another major rally out of this. But the volume aggregation tool shows the sellers have pretty much walked away. All the buyers have to do is step back in. So they're doing so here a little bit. And let's see if we can get a little bit more buying pressure in, and then maybe we can move back up and do something again. I think Litecoin's great technology, but I'm not sure why it doesn't really perform well in the open market. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you today on the best 5 minutes of your day on Altcoin Buzz Trading. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.